Hello, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another Hermes video. So in this video, I'm actually going to be comparing two of my mom's Hermes bags. And that is going to be the Kelly Pochette and the Mini Kelly 2. So like I said, both of these are my mom's, but I figure since she has them and since she doesn't have a YouTube channel, I would share them with you and do this comparison video just to give you guys more information, especially if you are interested in either of these two bags. And I bet there are some people interested out there because these are very, very popular bags. They're also some of the most rare Hermes bags in my opinion. I just know that so many people are looking for these two bags, and on the resale market they are so crazy expensive too. So before you spend that kind of money on either of these bags, let me share with you what the pros and cons are and what my thoughts are. I have used both of these before, this one more than this one because this one is black. So I have played around with it, but I haven't necessarily like taken it out on the town and really gotten a feel for it. But this one I have used not a lot, but a couple of different times when I have borrowed it from my mom. So I feel like I can definitely give you a little bit of my own thoughts as well. So if you're interested in either of these two bags, please stay tuned and continue to watch. I'm going to be talking about the Kelly Pochette first, although I have done a whole review video on this. So if you want to check it out in depth, I will link it down for you guys below. And since I have talked about both of these bags like pretty in depth before on my channel, I will link those videos so that I don't repeat a ton of stuff. So please go check that out if you're just looking for like a review of these bags individually, but I will try to be focusing on like the pros and cons of each in this video. Now, when it comes to the Kelly Pochette, there are a lot of pros, but there's also a lot of cons. So the first pro would be that compared to this small bag, you can fit a lot more in here. This also looks like a small bag, but it's very deceiving because it's basically just like a giant black hole. You can actually fit a lot of stuff in here. I do believe I already did a what fits in here in that review, but I will show you very quickly. So I have my card case, a charger, the giant iPhone, AirPods and hand sanitizer, a lipstick, my car key and house key, some eyelash glue, and I think I can fit more in here, but I've honestly just like run out of stuff to put in here. Oh, maybe like a little compact. There we go. So yeah, that is a lot of stuff, and you can close it really easily as well, as I will show you here. And it doesn't really look too bulky in my opinion. I mean, the bag is already pretty large for a smaller bag, so nothing is really, you know, jutting out. And if it is, you can try to rearrange the items so that nothing is poking out. This is in the Swift leather, so it is like a more malleable leather in general. It's not very stiff, so I feel like that also is why you can kind of stuff this bag a lot and it just, you know, works. Now with that pro comes a very big con, because although it can hold a lot, if you do have a lot in here, it is very cumbersome to hold because it's so heavy and there's no strap. So all you have is this little top handle, so you can carry it like this, or you can carry it as a clutch, you know, underneath your arm, or just holding it like this. But honestly, with this much stuff in it, it gets very, very heavy. You can do a couple of things to like kind of give it a strap. The first thing is you can use a twilly. So I just have a Louis Vuitton twilly that I'm just putting inside like this. Actually, let me tie the knot first. So I'm tying a knot onto it like this, just a simple one, and then I'm inserting this into the bag like this and then closing it up. So yeah, you can add a strap onto it like this if you like that look. Some people might not like the fact that it's mismatched, but I think it looks just fine. However, if it is very heavy like this, I would be very, very concerned about the corners wearing, like over here and over here. So maybe if you are planning to use a strap like this, don't stuff it as much as I have today. And of course, if you do use a twilly, unless you have like a really long one, you can only use it as like a shoulder bag like this. Well, I guess Hermes does make the like extra long twilly, so maybe if you can find one large enough, you can use it as a crossbody bag as well. So yeah, that is definitely both a pro and a con. Another idea is if you do have like one of those Hermes ribbons that comes with the bag, just like this one right here, you can also tie this up and use this as a strap as well. I don't think it looks as good as a twilly, but if you don't have any other option, I think this is great as well. The other pro about this bag is actually the price of it in store. I will share with you the price that my mom has paid. When she bought hers last year, the amount was $5,850 before tax. And let me just share with you the Mini Kelly 2's price as well. So that was $7,950. Yeah, so there's about a $2,000 difference between this one and the Mini Kelly 2. So this is definitely a pro if you are looking for a less expensive bag. However, if you are on the secondhand market for it, these can get just as expensive as these, depending on like the color and everything. If you find one in a color that maybe isn't as popular, you could probably find one for cheaper. But honestly, like both of these bags can really get up there in the resale market, which totally sucks, but that's just how it is. Now, one more thing that I would consider thinking about, which I view as like kind of a pro about this bag, is that this is not a quota bag. So although they are both in like the Kelly style, this is a quota bag, but this is not, which is like different in every state, every country. Every person that you talk to has a different number to what they say it is until you can get offered like a Kelly or Birkin bag. However, my mom was offered this last year without having reached like her quota. So it might theoretically mean that this is more obtainable, but honestly, because this bag is so popular and Hermes knows that, I feel like it's equally like as hard to get this bag. I mean, it was relatively easy for my mom because Denver isn't like a super competitive market. But I've heard so many people online who are looking for this bag say that it's so impossible to find. So I don't know if that's considered a pro or a con. I guess it just really depends on where you live and how nice your Hermes store is. I don't know. I just thought I would throw that out there. Take with that what you will, but just to inform you, that is the case. So I'm going to talk about this bag a little bit, and then I will tell you which bag out of the two I actually prefer. Let me actually tell you what fits in it first. I told you it was a pro that that bag can fit so many things. This bag is the complete opposite. When you open it up, there is one little flap compartment, but other than that, there's nothing really inside. But look how tiny this is. Like, okay, you saw how many things I could fit into that pochette. Now, you can fit a card case in here. A larger iPhone technically will fit. I've just stuffed it in the back for you guys. Sorry, I had to rearrange the item, so that's why I didn't show you. But technically it does fit, but it's very hard to grab, to like take in and out. So I don't recommend it, but it does fit if you guys are curious about that. And then my car keys and maybe a lipstick on the very top. Yeah, actually, I couldn't even get it to close like that. So let me take, I guess out of all these things, I probably don't need my AirPods. Honestly, I couldn't even get this to close after I took out my AirPods. And I think the problem is the phone. So, okay. Technically, those items will fit if you want to carry it open like this, which actually I have seen people do. I guess because it is very small and close to your body if you're wearing a crossbody. Some people do like to wear it open like this. I don't recommend it or suggest it, but hey, if you want to, you can. But let me take the phone out. So if you have your phone in your hand, you can fit a couple of more things in here and then it will close. So if you have a smaller phone, you can definitely put it in there and still close it. I would also suggest that even if you do like carrying a card case, maybe just take your credit card and your ID out and stick it in that flat pocket in the back, and that will save you like a little bit of space as well. I really like tiny bags, so honestly this doesn't bother me at all, and I do have that Samsung flip phone, so I can fit it in this bag very comfortably. I know a lot of people don't have this phone, so that's why I didn't show you guys, but yeah, that is why I feel like this bag for me is still very functional. But generally, I do feel like this is really, 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 really tiny, especially compared to what you can hold in the Kelly Pochette bag. Another thing is that I mentioned that the Pochette bag is in Swift leather. This one is in Epsom leather, so Epsom leather is naturally like more rigid, so that is probably another reason why it is so hard to fit stuff in here. But honestly, it really does come with the size as well, and I will show you again in comparison like how much bigger the Pochette is. Now for a pro, albeit a very small pro, this bag does have feet, so you can set it on surfaces and not worry about it scratching, whereas the Pochette does not have any feet. It's just all smooth leather down there. The biggest pro, obviously, of this bag is that it does come with a strap. Now, the strap that comes with this one is actually kind of shorter, so if you are taller, it might look a little bit strange crossbody. Even on my mom, she is 5'6" or 5'7", I believe. The strap is a little bit high on her when she does use a crossbody, but I think it looks really gorgeous on everybody as a shoulder bag. If you are more petite like me, I am 5'3", you can definitely get away with wearing it as a crossbody, and I think it looks great. And then the other pro is that it does have this more like handle of a top handle. So although they both technically have top handles, you can't like, you know, really insert your hand into this one. Like this is as far as it'll go. But obviously with this one, you can put it around your wrist and carry it like that as well, because it is just bigger and more rigid. And then of course we've already talked about the price, so I would say that the price of this bag is definitely a con as well. It's very expensive, especially for how tiny it is. I mean, like $8,000 for a mini bag, I just think is kind of crazy, but you know what, it is Hermes, so you are really paying for the brand and the quality and the exclusivity of it, because like I mentioned before too, this is a quota bag, so this is definitely one of the bags that you have to work and spend a lot on to be able to get. So yeah, I don't know. All right, now as to which of these bags I actually prefer, God, it's so hard to talk about because there are so many different pros and cons with each, and like I said, this bag is just so expensive. But if I really had to choose one, I think that this one is more worth it. I know it's more expensive, but it's $2,000 more expensive, so you're already spending a lot of money on these bags. Unless you don't like mini bags at all and you want to be able to carry a lot of stuff, then maybe this one will be worth it. But I just think because it doesn't have a strap and it's technically like a pochette or a clutch, this one is just more versatile in my opinion, and that might just be me with how you know, comfortable I am with mini bags nowadays. You know, that might not work out for everybody, but if I had to choose one, despite all the differences and pros and cons, I would probably have to choose this one. So yeah, that was it for my comparison. What did you guys think? Let me know in the comment section down below which bag you prefer and why. I would love to know your thoughts on both of these bags, especially because they are so rare. Yeah, I just want to know your opinions of them. If you have any more questions for me about either of these bags, please leave them down in the comment section down below as well. Although because neither of these are actually mine, I might not be able to answer them, but I will definitely try. Hopefully this video helped you guys out if you were interested in either of these two bags. If you are looking for secondhand Hermes sellers, I will actually link a couple of them down below. One of them I've bought from before. I personally have experience with the seller called Puff, but everyone else I will just mention because I've heard that they were good, but I can't personally vouch for them myself. So please, 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 please do your research on these sellers before you go out and spend a ton of money on them. But I will link them down for you below on Instagram if you are interested. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching another one of my videos. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to leave me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time. Bye!